1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just so many hours you spent on the phone, I wasted here loving you. Now you gonna tell me that you're on your own, you're leaving me sad and blue. Just so many days you've been on my mind, you been stop trouble on down the line. Fool if I go, fool if I stay, tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let it roll, let it glide, let it fall.
Howdy. Episode 44.
Here we are.
Impending weather, tornadic activity, potentially.
Hopefully it will wash away the pollen.
The kids were released to go home.
Yeah.
Facebook is...
According to Paige Coker,
Yeah,
the buses cannot operate in winds over
30 miles per hour.
Yes.
Always informative. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but there are Monday morning quarterbacks now on Facebook telling the Board of Education everything that they've done wrong in handling this. Not that they can ever do anything right to please the people. And you know, one time I was in church and there was a group of ladies on one side of the church, and they were like freezing, like brrr, and the other side were fanning like it was hot. And this old guy in the church goes, "Clay, you know how to solve that?" I was like, "I have no idea how to solve a group of ladies that say it's way too hot and the other group who say it's way too cold." He goes, "Walk over there and put your finger on the thermostat, but don't move it." And I did it, and they both thanked me. They're just like, "Thank you very much."
Yeah.
But you don't move it an inch. They
No,
think
just touch.
that's what the Board of Education faces anytime they do something like this. So God bless their hearts.
It's a placebo effect.
Yeah, that's right. They're both satisfied because they think that you have done something. So we appreciate Paige Coker individually calling every parent, dialing for dollars, and we thank Paige for doing that. Episode 44. Now, Bobby Taylor picked up on the fact that last episode I did not name it after a Georgia football jersey, so I had to go back and correct that. So this is episode 44, 1975 through 1977, number 44, linebacker Ben Zambiasi, which I've never heard of, but that's who I'm choosing this episode number 44. So today we got to cover several things. I know you've asked for some time at the end to address something.
Yeah.
So somebody has
reached out to us
with
again.
a pretty direct email from our fan base saying, "Hey, Clay, you need to clarify some things." So
And they steer the show.
yeah, that's
They
right.
really
The fans steer the show. Thank you, Mr. Producer. That's very good. But I need to cover some things. First of all, I am wearing my green because I forgot to wear green yesterday.
I was going to say, in fact, it is not St.
Same,
Patrick's
it's not
Day.
St. Patrick's
But
Day.
happy St. Patrick's
It's
Day anyway.
364 days to be specific away from St. But I wore green today because everybody in the office made fun of me yesterday because I didn't wear green.
Did you get pinched, though?
Nobody wants to pinch me. But I said I'm gonna be a day late, but I just forgot, so I'm gonna wear it today. But I've been out on the circuit, my bull riding circuit, raising money. I think a lot of the professional bull riders, is that the PBR? And they call that PBRA,
Yes.
Professional Bull Riders Association, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of them have to go out and go door to door and raise funds before they go to the big, shows. But I have done that, and so what I wanted to do, and I don't think these people want this because. But I've got contributors that have already come forward, so I'm just going to share some of those. Now, these aren't all of them, but this is early on.
Mm-hmm.
People that have already contributed would be John Drawdy. As a matter of fact, he is our whoop. Yeah, so maybe that's why he's the sponsor today.
Yeah.
But John Drawdy has, and I'm not going to give the amounts. I don't want to embarrass these people.
No.
But old Drawdy's a good friend of mine, and known to be a little bit tight. Not in this case. He was very benevolent. I caught him on a very good day, and I think he was just wanting to get rid of me. Like, please get out of my office, and say he wrote a check. And so he was very benevolent. Derek Jones, Catherine Tyson, one of the nicest people. Coach Perry Tyson's wife. I don't know if you know her. She's sweet as she can be. Julie Smith, Lindy Wright, one of the best educators my kids have ever had. My kid, Banner, had her. She was phenomenal. But I got other people that made commitments. I'm not reading off their names until the checks. I don't need the check in the mail. I need the check in my hand, sort of thing, including my own brother. I had to go after his money more or less.
It takes a long time to get here from there.
Yeah. Because it's the Pony Express. But a lot of people that have committed, we got some people now that are committed and saying they're going to give so many dollars per second that I stay on the bull.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
A little incentive to
yeah, which I'm just saying that doesn't help the Okefenokee Miracle League at all, because I'm not staying on that bull very long.
maybe you could switch that to how much time you spend in the air.
That's right. Now that would be, or the time it takes EMS to get from their station
That's
to me.
That's excellent.
That would be a good one as well. But so no, I will say this: contributions are already in excess of $1,700.
Nice, very
And I've not hit you up for your ticket either yet. So you just hang in there, buddy.
I'm ready.
Okay, so but ticket sales are going well. April 24th. So I've been working on my wardrobe a little bit as well, and I've got some folks around the office that have lots of suggestions about that. They do understand that this is a PG, rodeo, but a lot of their suggestions are unnecessary. They're just unnecessary. We're trying to raise money for a good cause, not scare children. We're trying to help the community. We're not trying to scare kids. But the rodeo, the fundraising. But here's what I got to tell you: a lot of folks I have texted and asked them about a contribution, and the emoji that I hate the worst is the thumbs up. That means I don't know what Can I tell you something, guys?
I think it means absolutely. I think
predominantly the guys in my Sunday school class. And by the way, I'm by far the poorest guy in my Sunday school class. They're all loaded guys. Everybody's giving me the thumbs up. I sent it to my Sunday school class. It's probably because I haven't been to Sunday school in 6 months, but COVID related, I'm certain.
Yeah.
But they all give me the thumbs up. Can I tell you something, guys, in my Sunday school class? Thumbs up doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
I need checks in hand. That's what I need. And these guys are giving me the thumbs up.
They're supporting you with their thumbs up
from a distance. So those guys, I'm going to give them 1 or 2 more episodes, and I'm just going to start calling them out by name, because thumbs up that doesn't help me. All right, I need. Hey, Clay, where do I send? By the way, you can Venmo me. People should be impressed that I even have Venmo, but I do. But you can Venmo me as well. But please, if you need to get in touch with me, I'm serious. I'm not going to get into it all over. Way overdue. We should have had this ball field a long time ago. So that's kind of the update on the rodeo. And then a couple of other things as well. I believe that in there at least might be some level of truth to this when it comes to the rodeo. People have called into question, is my weight, do I really wear 30 jeans?
No.
Well, actually, the truth of the matter is that is my length. So it is 30 inches. Wait a second. This is my daughter. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Neely. I'm taping the Clay and Woodrow show. I love you. Bye. So to that end, and I got another call now. But the kids, I think, are all being let out of school right now. So I think she was just calling to check in. But I'm slightly larger than the 30 in the waist. But as I've said, I've been going to the gym. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't do a lot of that cardio stuff. And my experts keep telling me, Clay, that lifting weights is good, but you need to get over there, those old stair climbers and those treadmills, and you need to start working on that, and then you'll slip right into those 30s. I didn't wear a 30-inch waist when I was in elementary school.
Yeah,
so
I was beyond 30s.
I don't think I'm going to jump into those bad boys on April the 24th, but I am going to have a medium kind of look. I want to look like a busted can of biscuits when I am riding that bull.
Will you be in the 30s range?
Whoa, I'm already in the 30s.
Oh,
nice,
now,
easy, simmer down.
Hey,
simmer down.
Kudos to you.
I am a 38. That will occasionally, if I can find the right brand, I can slip into a 36. But I'm a 38.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the 30s, but I would like to be like a solidified 36. Not like I found this weird brand that really runs big and it's a 36, so I go to it so I can tell people that I wear a 36.
Or the stretch brand.
Yeah.
I can get in this 36 with a stretch.
Do you remember Sansabelt britches? Sansabelt, the ones that your dad wore up to his navel, and they had the built-in,
Yeah.
the Sansa belt breeches. So, but no, I would love to be in a 36-30, and I'm working on my wardrobe. And I assume that they wear boots. I got to get with Danny Varnador.
I think
Danny
that's
Varnador is
required.
the type of guy that is going to not care about my outfit, but I care about my outfit, so I need a little bit of guidance.
Sure.
So I did go look last night, and there is a bull riding vest for your safety.
Yeah.
But those rascals are about $200. So I don't need that much. I don't need $200 worth of safety. So I need to borrow a bull riding vest. I'm sure a lot of people have those just laying around in their closet. But if somebody could get a hold of those. But, Mr. Producer, before we get too much further, you said, we might even end with this, you said, Clay, can you leave me a fair amount of time because we've got something to handle? And you gave me and read a little bit of this off. But it is, see if I get this right.
Yep.
There's more or less one of our fans, and I use that term fan just as lightly as you possibly can.
Yeah, I wonder how much this guy's a fan.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like. But more or less just say, hey, Clay, we're going to call you out on something. On a tough issue, it seems like, is this what they're saying more or less? It seems like you kind of take both sides of the issue and you never really lay down the line. And I don't think that's true, by the way, and I'll prove it today. I might explain both sides of the issue, but I think I come down very
Usually.
convincingly on what side of the line I'm at. But and so he's got like 4 controversial things that he says I talk about, but I'll never come down on where do I truly stand.
Right, and he wants you to make a stand.
He wants me to make a stand. Is that an accurate representation of his very lengthy email to the program?
It is. It is.
And of course, he sent that to email Don Juan DeMarco producer
yeah.
at
Gmail.
gmail.com. I think we also have one on Ymail.
Yes.
Ymail. Okay,
Ymail's
Ymail as
big.
well. Okay, so what are, instead of reading this whole letter, that's the theory, is that I can't take a stand. I just blah 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 on both sides of the issue, but I never am clear about. Give me the first issue, and I'll make sure that I'm 100% clear on what it is. What is it, Mr. Producer? And Mr. Producer, I'm gonna have to pick on you. You got to talk right to that microphone, because last week when you started looking around everything, it was all over. It was all over the board. All right, so tell me. You just did it again.
I do. I just pull away from it. All right. Ware versus Pierce. Do you think they should play?
Okay, so I think more specifically, he's talking about the episode when we talk about Ware County used to play Pierce County in football. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the answer to that. Is what I said was there is absolutely no reason that they should not be able to play, because that would be best for the communities. They're 2 great programs. In the past when we played, I'm giving a summary, it wasn't that necessarily of a rivalry because Ware County just obliterated them. I was very clear about that.
Yeah.
But the Pierce County program has improved so drastically that it might be a worthy game. However, I don't think that they should play because adults will ruin it. So I cannot be more clear.
Okay.
The 2 teams should not play because adults will ruin it for the children, like we do in all sports.
Yeah.
However, if it weren't for that, there is no reason that they shouldn't play because they're both phenomenal programs.
So if the adults were out, yes, but they're in, so it's a no.
That is correct.
Gotcha.
That is correct. That's pretty clear.
I don't think you could clarify that anymore.
Okay. That was an easy one.
This is a hard one here.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the fence in Monroe Park?
Oh, I'm crystal clear on this. I think a fence that only runs the portion of a park that will not be maintained and that really serves no purpose and really doesn't keep kids from, I think it's a wonderful idea. Okay, I cannot be more clear about that because you know me, the thing that I love most is to see the true efficiencies of government at work.
Yes.
And when I think about Monroe Park, and I mean, there must be down that road a good 12 to 15 cars a day. And the fact that they've built a portion of a fence to protect kids, and that fence in 4 to 5 years will look horrible and wretched, and we will not maintain it as a community. I cannot think of a better idea.
Yeah.
I'm pretty clear about that, aren't I?
That's clear.
Okay.
All
and
right.
I wonder sometimes if people understand sarcasm.
No.
Our listeners.
Very few.
I think our listeners are very educated, and I think they do.
If they've hung around this long, I think they get
I
it.
think they understand a little bit of sarcasm. But more than anything, is there better not be any of that doggone pickleball being played over there in those courts, because the fact that families would do something together and enjoy themselves should be outlawed. That's crazy talk. Go ahead.
It is confusing, though.
Go ahead.
I will say the lines are a little confusing, though.
With the pickleball being added to it.
I mean,
you're a purist.
I am.
You're a
Make
tennis.
one pickleball and one tennis.
Please, because there's some high level tennis being
I'm
played
playing
over there.
so much tennis that
That's right.
I need.
That's right. But it frustrates me to no end when families try to have a good time together on courts that they and their families have been paying for generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Along those same lines, this is not a big issue, really.
Okay.
Should the city and county consolidate?
Oh, that's easy. Yes, they should. And they should have a long, long, long time ago. I was answering it different. They should, but they won't. That's two different things.
Yeah.
They won't because we have poor leadership. And they won't because we have two issues that are difficult to navigate. And those two issues are the race issue, and everybody's like, "Oh, he can't say that." Well, yeah, you can, because it's a real issue when it comes to consolidation. If you don't think that this is a real issue, then you're just oblivious to the world. And then the second thing is there is a bunch of, and I'm extremely supportive of our sheriff's department, our police department, and they're both phenomenal organizations. But when you start to talk about consolidating them, people get very, very territorial. And it is going to be difficult for those guys. It's territorial, it's ego, it's all of those kind of things. But our community doesn't need two independent fire departments, two independent policing mechanisms. We don't need that. But those are and the third thing is, and this happens now in every community, is people say, yeah, but people are going to lose their jobs. And if you're a business person and have a true love of pure economics, you would say, well, that's a phenomenal thing. But people are, oh no, I don't want people to lose their job. Well, yeah, if you want efficiencies in government, we shouldn't want any government. Every government job should be a necessity that we have. And if it's a true necessity, we should love to pay for it.
Right.
If you can eliminate a government job, that would be a beautiful thing, because then I can put that money into my family and my kids' college education and that kind of thing. But the average person out there just says, well, that's horrible, people will lose their jobs. Well, not necessarily. That's efficiencies. That's what we should want in government, but we don't have them.
Sure.
So I'm clear on that as well.
Very clear.
Should be. Now,
Should,
the
but
other
won't.
part I'll say is, because we have poor leadership, especially at the city level, we should at least try gradual consolidation with various departments between city and county. For example, just to say, hey, we're going to kind of experiment with this, and we are going to start by saying that our purchasing department or our insurance is going to be together. You could do gradual and get down to the tougher ones down at the end, which of course is going to be law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Clear,
Crystal clear.
crystal clear.
All right. And the next one and the last one here is, was Donald Trump a good president or not?
So that's almost more of that is difficult to answer, because a good president, that's like saying, is so-and-so a good plumber? Well, it depends. A plumber, well, he does, good work when he comes to the house, but he never shows up on time. So there's many different categories. And so, but I think over a period of time, I've been pretty clear about this. So people answer that in a lot of ways. Would he have been better than the alternative of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Absolutely, he would have. But I think most anybody walking through Walmart would meet that criteria. And I don't mean that as I don't personally have antagonism against them. That's another thing that's different. I don't, that's not it as well. But for example, I say this. I was going to say, but with Donald Trump, would families be getting $1,400 per and what a lot of Republicans would say, well, no, that wouldn't have happened with Donald Trump. Well, yeah, to be honest with you, that's not a good example, because he was giving away that money just as fast as he could, trying to get reelected. Mm-hmm. But people think he was a true conservative. He wasn't a true conservative. He's never been a true conservative. But I guess I'm not answering the question in the respect that I do believe, if you look strictly at the economy, which I don't, but it's the thing that I look primary at, I'll give him a passing grade. I don't have any issues with how he handled. I shouldn't say that. I have some issues with how he handled the economy. I'll give him a passing grade on that. on his Supreme Court justices, his last one was phenomenal for me. You know, and everybody's got differences of opinion with that. ACB, I think, was a phenomenal pick. And now, whether he came up with that pick on his own, you know, who knows? But the overall question, was he a good president? I'm going to say no, because under his watch, we're not in control of the Senate. We're not in control of the House. We're not in control of the presidency, and he's responsible for that. I mean, at some point in time, you've got to put that on his back. He lost an election, and he definitely did that. That's on him. And if you disagree with that, I'm sorry, but he lost splendidly, and not because he ran against good. He was that bad of a candidate. He ran against horrible candidates, and he lost. So in the fact that we've lost control of the Senate, we've lost control of the House, and we don't have the executive branch anymore, and now we are going to be threatened at the judicial branch, that all is on his shoulders. You can't say he was a good president, because that all happened because of him.
Democrats could say that he's a good president.
Oh, yeah.
He was
And that is a funny thing. The greatest thing that happened to the Democratic Party was Donald Trump. And that's not like an opinion. I'm saying
right.
They were going in the wrong. I mean, they weren't winning anything. I mean, they were losing seats. They were losing a governor position, and he single-handedly gave it all back to them. So people can say, let me do my voice, because people love the one.
Yeah.
Well, he drained the swamp. Well, no, he didn't. He turned the swamp over to the other party at all three levels. That's on him. So the Republicans say, man, he was phenomenal. Well, I guess if you want your leader to turn over all three branches of government to the other party, if you think that's phenomenal leadership, well then, yeah, he was good. I would assume you like to win stuff, don't you?
Yeah, most people do.
Don't you want to win? And he did not. He lost, and lost bigly, hugely. He lost. So you can't say who are the presidents that didn't serve 2 terms here in the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare. Clinton served 2 terms. Obama served 2 terms.
Jimmy Carter didn't.
He did not. And what is he considered? One of the worst presidents in the history,
right.
Whether he's from Georgia or not.
Yeah.
If you don't serve 2 terms, and I mean,
great humanitarian, great guy, but not the best, one of the best presidents.
And his Bush's dad was considered to be weak and ineffective. You know what happened? He didn't get to serve another term. Typically, if you're a good president, I know you're going to find this funny, but you get to serve another term.
You win.
Yeah, and the people who determine that is the American people. And they said not so much. So I think we would have to say he served 1 term, so he couldn't have been too good. Unless, I mean, there's people that have been, like, tragically, other reasons for not to serve a second term. But for the most part, if you don't serve a second term, it's because you didn't do too hot.
Yeah.
What else this guy got?
So let's check. No, that's it. That's all.
That's all of them?
Yeah, he was.
So I'm crystal clear. We should consolidate, but we won't.
I mean, it was a long email.
We should be able to play Pierce County, but we shouldn't, because adults can't behave themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The Monroe Park, that fence is brilliant. Brilliant. It is at the pinnacle of government success.
Yeah.
What was the other issue? Oh, Trump.
Yeah.
Well, if you like winning, then he wasn't a good president, because he did a bunch of losing. Crystal clear.
I hope this clears it up, because I'm telling you,
Crystal clear.
Took a long time to sort through that email. So
yeah,
we'll get another one.
Oh, we'll work right through that, baby. Don't you worry about that. Hey, Jim, 40. I'm getting my numbers mixed up now, but I think 46 out of 47 days.
Hey, is this in preparation for Bull Run, or no?
Not intentionally, but the more and more I'm
work in your favor.
I think it'll work in my favor. It can't hurt, because I can now at least tie my shoes in the morning.
What other things are you doing in preparation for the Bull Run?
I have been watching on YouTube, and that's silly to admit to that, but I have.
Have you seen the movie 8 Seconds?
I have not.
You probably need to watch that.
Did somebody die?
I can't remember.
Somebody dies, I'm not watching.
I can't remember. It's a long time ago.
Okay, because it was my plan.
I don't think he died of.
Can I tell you, if I did die, I'd think that baseball field would be built. You know what I'm saying? They're like, dear gracious. No, let's look at this for a sec. What mark are we on? Like 26 minutes, something like that?
No, yeah, we're 24.
Yeah,
24.
I can kind of feel. So, and my wife will not appreciate this because she thinks stuff like this is morbid. But man, if I die, do you know, I mean, obviously I'm going to die, but if I die in the midst of bull riding, that field, you know.
It may even be named after you.
No,
it could be.
It shouldn't be. I can't
It
stand.
shouldn't be, but it probably would be.
I can't stand things being named after people. That's so ridiculous. But imagine, because it not because of me, but like my poor mama is going to be standing up at one of the funeral homes next to my casket, and everybody's going to like, golly, her son was so stupid. How can we make her feel better? Well, we'll contribute to the miracle, you know. So in some ways, pure Miracle League people need to be saying, I hope that bull steps right on his sternum. and he, now, I would like to pass away quickly.
Yeah.
I don't want this thing to be drug out.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I pass away quickly bull riding, and I mean, I'm a believer. So like 1 minute I'm bull riding, the next minute I'm with Jesus. I'm fine with that.
Riding the big bull in the sky.
Riding, thank you, Mr. Producer. Riding the big bull into the sky. Yeah. And for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to say to me, Clay, normally I say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Yeah. But first I must say, what were you thinking? What were you thinking?
But he'll probably say, but you did get the.
But the field is going to be built. So that's not all bad. All right. So anyhow, anything else from you, Mr. Producer? Oh, we had some technical difficulties. And listen, and what we would like to thank, we have a technical department here at the Clay and Woodrow Show, and you were very instrumental in getting those issues resolved.
All I did was sit back and direct. I mean, they did. I mean, they were doing the hard work.
Yeah, but we've got a back office back here, and Eric Grisham.
They are very responsive.
And Philip Millenthal, what's his name?
Yeah,
Millenthal.
Yeah,
I think it is.
I mispronounce it every time.
But Eric and Philip came in here, and within 10 minutes they had that thing up and working. Now they had to go up to the 19th floor.
Yeah.
And they had to get us a new, what's the box thing that we use over here?
It's the combobulator.
The combobulator. And Eric and Philip ran up there and got a new combobulator and plugged that thing in.
I'm surprised they had one.
Testing.
We're on.
And Eric's like, I think we're on.
Yeah.
And we did a little test run. So Eric and Philip, we say to you, thank you for being valuable members of the Clay and Woodrow Show. We should interview those guys sometime.
We should.
All right. You guys have a phenomenal weekend.
On the side, let her go.